Yeah, as an actor, you have a lot of auditions. So what's how you calm down, how you fight your fears?
Will you do me a favor and say it one more time?
How did you calm down when you take some auditions?
When I take auditions, how do I calm down? I don't. It's awful. It's awful, terrible, crummy.
So what's your way to fight your fears?
I don't. It just doesn't happen. I've never. Are you an actress? Do you act? Or, oh, I must make a job audition. Like I feel horrified. I mean, I get in there and I know that I studied and I prepared. I think I'm going to do a good job. I know I've done a lot of work, but I'll go into an audition and be like, "Is it hot in here?" You know, like it's nerve-wracking. Like I start sweating and getting really nervous. Even after 16 years in the business as a relatively successful actor, I still have a tough time, difficult time, like believing in myself in that situation. It's just a really weird feeling. I've told this story before, so if you've heard it, forgive me. But I had a friend one time who came over to visit, and she was like, I had scripts by the side of my bed. And I was giving her, she was a friend of a girl I was dating, and I was giving her a tour of the house. I was like, yeah, I just bought a new house. I was like, and this is the bedroom, and this little balcony. And she saw a stack of scripts by my bed, probably this high, and she was like, oh my God, is that all the auditions you've gone on? Like, and she had just moved to LA, and she was gonna become an actress. And I looked at her, and I looked at the stack of scripts, and it was probably 20, 30 scripts that I either needed to read, or I had just read, or I was making marks in, or I was gonna audition for. Probably 20 or 30 different TV and movie scripts. And I kind of was like, you know what, follow me for a second. I walked down the stairs, walked into the garage where I had, no exaggeration, stacks of scripts and boxes like this high that I just hadn't taken to the recycling bin yet. Like stacks and stacks of hundreds and hundreds of auditions that I had gone on and not got. And I was like, these are the auditions and meetings I've been on. And she kind of looked at me and was like, oh, because here I was on Gilmore Girls. I've been on Gilmore Girls for 4 years. I had done 4 or 5 movies. I had pilots. I just bought a house. I was a successful guy. And I still had 1,000 people go like, nope, you're not good enough. Or you're not what we want. It's a tough, if you have a personality type that I do, where you're kind of hard on yourself anyways, it's tough to hear people go like, nah. You're like, all right, okay, thanks. So I still don't have any secrets for how to be good at auditions, because I still think I'm awful at auditions. But if I ever figure it out, I will tweet that shit, Facebook it. I'll make sure you know.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
My name is Taylor. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you for everything you do. And my question is, what is your favorite audition story?
Audition story? Here's a great audition story. For all of you actors, thespians out there, and non-thespians alike. I went to
Here's just a story for you.
Have a seat, grab a blanket, and some popcorn. I had an audition. I was doing Gilmore Girls. I was probably on the original Dean. And I was auditioning for, I don't remember which one it was, but it was a Mandy Moore movie. And nothing against Mandy Moore. And I want to say it was at Universal City. I don't know if you remember the same thing. And during the audition, so first off, the casting director was, 10, 15 minutes late. Didn't kind of say like, hey, sorry, I was a little loud, just walking. Okay, Jared? He's like, yeah, Pat, I like you out. And I go in, and she proceeds to, what's that? Oh, nice. So she proceeds to eat. So she has her sides, and I'm like, Jennifer, like, but you can't leave me because I love you so much, or whatever the lines were. I'm sure it's real.
That's some of the finest performing I've ever seen.
I've been practicing this summer. And so it's some like cheesy love scene, or whatever, romantic scene. And she's eating while reading her lines, and she's like, oh, Jonathan, well, I really have to go. And I was like, no, and she's eating, and a phone rings in the room that we're auditioning. The phone rings, and I sort of stop the audition and go like, I'm kind of looking for her on the phone, like, are you gonna answer that or something? And she goes like this. She stands up, she goes, yeah, go on. And goes and answers the phone and is like, hey, I'm like, no, Jonathan, don't leave me. I'm in an audition right now. I feel the sirens calling. Yeah, I'll call you right back. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, okay, I'll call you right back. And then continues her lines, and I'm like, this is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. The scene finishes, and I was like, do you want to do it again because the phone is up? And she's like, no, that was great. Nice to meet you. And I was like, I wish I could say the same, but it was not very nice to meet you. Needless to say, I did not get the role. Jensen.
I had an audition for a very, very big movie.
Gilmore Girls?
No. And it's one of the biggest casting directors in Hollywood. So I wanted to, And so I wanted to really, really nail it. And I studied the material, and I had it backwards and forwards, and I knew what I wanted to do. And I was like, I could totally get this. I gotta nail it. So I really worked hard. I was all ready to go. Went to the casting office, was waiting there. Was getting myself pumped up. Was seeing a lot of familiar faces of people that had a lot more experience than I did. Didn't let it bother me. I was just like, nope, I got this. I got this. Finally, they called me in. I walked in a big, giant office, and there she sat behind her desk. She kind of quickly looked up from her glasses, gave me literally an up and a down, and then goes, have a seat. And I was like, yes, ma'am. So I sat down. And I was like, I'm gonna nail this. I got this. Ready to go. Here we go. And she goes, so, put your glasses down, puts the script down, and she goes, what are your thoughts on the AIDS epidemic in Africa? Huh? Is it new scene? She's like, no, I'm asking you. I was like, hey, it's awful. And she's like, okay, whenever you're ready. And I was like, try! I didn't get that role. So I guess the moral of the story is be prepared for everything.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi.
I have an audition for the same lady. My audition is short story. Audition say 1 p.m. and they tag one for something, noon, 12:30, 1, 1:30, 2, 2:30. I got there at 1. People were there whose auditions were at 11 a.m. She hadn't showed up yet. At 2 or 2:30, they're now, it's like the 11 o'clock guy, 11:30, 12, 12:30, 1, 1:30. Finally 2 o'clock, her assistant comes out and goes, hey, it's not gonna make it today. I was like, what? Yeah, she's a real treat.
Or when they send you like 15 pages of dialogue that's like broken up into 3 different scenes, and you just study your butt off and memorize everything, because a lot of times casting directors don't want to see somebody walk in and have your head buried in a page. So you try to memorize as good as you can, and you get there and you got like all 15 pages memorized. You just got it, you stayed up all night doing it, and they're like, we're just gonna do the first scene. It's like, no, sorry. I spent my time memorizing this crap that you call a script. You're gonna sit there and listen to me say it to you. I've never said that.
I was gonna say, it doesn't turn out as well as y'all would think when you say that.
So I'm wondering if you could tell us any bad or your worst audition stories.
Oh, Jesus.
What a great question.
You know what? The audition I mentioned yesterday, I had one recently where they were like, okay, it was for a sitcom. I said, okay, could you do it again, only less angry? And I was like, I don't know if I can. What I didn't say is because this really pisses me off. But it's not so much the auditions that suck, it's the afterwards. Like, I lost a job once on a series for a role written for me. Written for me because I was too fat. That felt awesome.
Seriously? Really?
Yeah, dude, well, you know, it's Hollywood. It's how it works. Yeah, right? Those fuckers. This series didn't do well anyway. Oh, darn. Probably would have been better if I'd gotten the role. Yeah, I think that was probably the worst one, where it's really like, and that was a great learning experience for me, because that was the moment that I went, why the fuck am I doing this? Am I doing this for them to say yes or for me to say yes? Because if I'm doing this for them to say yes, I have no control over this, and I'm always going to be miserable if they say no. If I'm doing this for me to say yes, then fuck you. I say yes, I'm good enough, I'm moving on. So that's So even the bad audition stories can have good endings when you take something from it. So thank you.
I have a companion piece to that.
Good.
Not that I was asked.
You were. I think it was a general
But
guess.
you think, yeah? Years ago, I wrote an episode of an HBO series, and I wrote a part for myself. And because I wasn't getting much acting work at the time, I thought, well, at least I'm in the door. And the script actually said, this character bears an amazing resemblance to the guy who wrote this script. And they asked me to audition for it, which was reasonable because I didn't have much of a track record then. So I auditioned for it. And a few days went by, and I asked my agent if they'd heard anything. She said no. I said, could you call and find out what's going on with that? And she called back a little while later and said, you didn't get the part. And I said, really? She said, yeah, the director said you didn't have the right concept of the role.
Oh, Hollywood.
He's a fairly well-known director now. I haven't worked with him again yet. Anyway, yeah, it's a weird business.
Yeah, it is. You gotta learn to not take stuff personally, because it's ugh.
I mean, it's even weirder than what you're wearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. I just wonder if you have any interesting stories about any auditions, ones that went really well, maybe not so well.
I used to have sort of this, I lost for a period of time in my career the passion in my work. And I remember I was having a conversation with a couple friends on different occasions who went through the same thing. We kind of do these things in our life. And he told me this great story about how he had this bad attitude, like, I have an audition on Paramount, and he walks on and he's sort of begrudging, and he sees another actor there who's like this Tony Award-winning actor, super famous, and he's like, why am I even here? And he says to the guy, like, hey, what's up? And sort of had this attitude, and the guy says to him, what's the matter? And he's like, I just don't know why I'm here. This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna get this job. This is so stupid. And he goes, the other guy, he goes, I'm actually really excited. I haven't had an audition in 2 weeks, and I'm an actor. I get to go in there and be an actor today. And I was like, wow, that's so true. So I try and look at every opportunity as an opportunity, not just to get a job, but to discover and to have fun and to explore and to create, and that's what I do, whether it's on set or in a small room. And the audition process is very weird. It's not at all how we work. You're reading with someone who's off camera, who's not an actor. I rely heavily on actors. There's a lot of intimacy when you're in a scene with someone, and it's sort of like a game of catch, and you don't get that in a room. You certainly don't get it in a test situation when there's like 40 executives sitting in the dark behind the camera and you're super nervous, and it's just a very weird way to get a job because it has nothing to do with the job that we do. So I think auditions are weird, but I'm trying to make them more fun.
So I want to become an actor when I'm older, and you two inspire me so much for everything. And I was wondering if you had any obstacles to get where you are now and how you got over them.
Jensen? Obstacles in becoming...
like where you are now, like how famous you are and how loved.
It's, I don't know that I understand what you mean.
Did you have any trouble?
Jensen. Listen, did you ever think it was hard? Maybe at one point in time, somebody said the word no. Nope. Yes, I think I understand.
Excuse me, I think I'll handle this.
I didn't know if it was too difficult.
Yes.
You just reminded me of something that happened to me. I was in Mexico with my brother many years ago, and we were looking for the toll road. Neither of us knew how to say toll road in Spanish, but we pulled over to ask somebody where the toll road. Well, this literally happened. We're like, we're between whatever that city is north of Cancun, the all business, Playa del Carmen. We were like going from Playa del Carmen to Tulum or something. We were the
toll road.
That's what happened. So we pull over to this gas station, and my brother's like, senor, toll road? Dove? Like, donde? And the guy's like, my brother's like, toll road? Trouble. No, yeah, there are tons of...
If I was dreaming, I would have been able to express myself perfectly.
We need a dream, Jensen, there. I think I was going to correct you on one thing. You don't want to be an actor when you don't want to be an actor, you are an actor. So instead of thinking of yourself as somebody who wants to become an actor, you can be an actor whether you're employed on a television show or have yet to audition for a television show. So, first things first, remember you're an actor or an actress and a storyteller, and go with that. And there are tons of obstacles. Every day there will be obstacles. But instead of, and I hate it when it sounds cheesy, but instead of looking at things as obstacles, look at them as just steps on a part of the process. You know, it's rungs of a ladder. Like if you look at a staircase, then every step is an obstacle because it takes effort. But really that's just the road to go. That's just the route. So if it comes easy, then something's wrong. So expect to work hard.
But sure, there are difficult moments along the way that you think might set you back, or I remember when I first started, and I think you actually went through this too, but because he and I both started out very young, and we started out by moving to Los Angeles away from our families, and so it was really tough after maybe a year or two, and I was just homesick. I just wanted to go home. I didn't want to be in a strange city by myself with no friends and no family, and so that was really, I almost packed it up a couple of times. And what's that?
Glad you did.
Thank you. Me too. And then, once I decided to stay, me three. Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna leave that alone.
I blacked out for a second. What happened?
But there were, and I'm sure you can say, there were roles that we auditioned for. Auditioning is tough. Auditioning is not a friendly game by any means, but it is part of the process. So you do it because you know you have to, and you try to make the most of it. But there were roles that I really wanted that I didn't get, and I thought that I had. You know, I'd have the director come out after the audition and he'd be like, I'm gonna fight for you, got this in the bag, it's all yours, don't even worry about those other people. I'm like, great. And I get home and they're like, the producers wanted somebody different. That was really hard. And, you know, luckily my father gave me really good advice, and I had a good support system, and I was able to kind of weather those storms. But Jared brings up a good point. It's all part of the process when you're talking about being an actor. And he's right. If you play the guitar, just because you're not in a rock star band like these guys, doesn't mean that you're not a musician. Same thing with acting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Okay, so you two are like my role models. Ever since I saw you two on Supernatural, I've wanted to like act. So, do you have any advice for a starting actress?
Yes, we have standard answers for this, which are very good, and they're very different.
We're very brilliant.
Yeah, we are amazing, you guys. My answer is to not give up, because I have wanted to give up so many times, and it's funny, as an actress, as a female in this industry, you are told quite often that there is a ticking time bomb, which is usually in your mid-30s. So if you haven't made it by then, you're not going to. So here I am in my mid-30s, kind of starting to work more. And so my answer is to the effect of, don't give up, because you never know. This is me standing on the stage is a testament to don't give up, because I swear to God, 6 months before I was on Supernatural, I was gonna give up and just write for a while. And a friend of mine was like, that's fucking stupid. So she hooked me up with her agent, and I started going out instantly for more stuff, better stuff. Book Supernatural, here the fuck I am. Absolutely. And so I am literally a testament to you never know. So I say just keep trying.
And I say always give up. No, I really do. Because the whole point of following your heart is to find joy. And if you are in pain because you are not where you want to be, if you're in pain because you aren't equipped to do what you want to do, if you are in pain, stop. Be happy in this moment. You can always pick it up again. You can always unquit. Believe me, I have. But remember, the whole point of following your heart is to be happy. And if I create a life that makes me miserable so that one day I'll be happy, then I should quit now and be happy in this moment. So that's my